Stop. Don't scroll past this. I need you to stay right here, because what I'm about to tell you, it was sent specifically for you. Chosen one. This is not random. You didn't find this video. This video found you. And if you skip the next few minutes, you will miss something God has been trying to place in your spirit for a very long time. Don't scroll. Stay here. Focus. There is a nudge, a holy nudge. You felt it, haven't you? That quiet whisper deep inside your chest, that feeling you can't explain. That moment when something pulls at you and you don't know why. That is God. And He's been trying to get your attention for longer than you realize. But here's what nobody is telling you. Here's what most people get completely wrong. They ignore it. They dismiss it. They explain it away. They call it anxiety. They call it overthinking. They call it coincidence. And in doing so, they walk right past the miracle that was waiting for them. But you are still here. Which tells me everything I need to know about you. Right now, before we go any further, type "I'm ready" in the comments. Let God know you are open. Let the universe know you are listening. Type it right now. Let me ask you something. Have you been going through something lately that you cannot explain to other people? A restlessness, a longing, a low hum of something missing, even when everything around you looks fine on the outside. You feel lonely, even in a room full of people. You feel confused, even when you try to think it through logically. You've been asking questions in the dark, praying prayers that felt like they bounced off the ceiling, wondering if anyone, if God, was even listening. And maybe, just maybe, you've started to doubt. Not your faith, but your worthiness. You've started to wonder if the breakthroughs that happen for other people were ever meant to happen for you. Stay here. Don't skip. This is important. I want you to hear this with every part of your spirit. You are not forgotten. You were never forgotten. That pain you've been carrying, God sees it. Every single layer of it. He sees the version of you that smiles for other people and then sits alone at night wondering what's next. He sees the version of you that has almost given up, but didn't. That is not weakness. That is strength. That is faith refusing to die, even when everything tried to kill it. And that nudge you've been feeling? That is God saying, I haven't abandoned your story. I'm still writing it. But there's something He needs you to understand first. Something that will change the way you move, the way you pray, and the way you receive forever. Keep watching. Stay focused, because we're just getting started. What is a holy nudge? It's not thunder. It's not a lightning bolt falling from the sky. It's quieter than that. It's subtler than that. And that's exactly why most people miss it. It's the feeling that says, call that person. It's the thought that says, don't take that path. It's the pull that says, trust this, even when you can't see the whole picture yet. It's that whisper in the middle of the night when your mind finally goes quiet enough to hear it. That is not random. That is divine instruction. In 1 Kings, God spoke to Elijah, not in the fire, not in the earthquake, not in the wind, but in the still, small voice. The same still small voice is speaking to you right now. And God is saying this through this message today. Do not ignore the holy nudge in your spirit any longer, because every time you override it with logic, you delay your own miracle. Every time you silence it with distraction, you push away the very thing God is trying to hand you. Every time you choose fear over the nudge, you stay exactly where you are. Focus. What I'm about to say next will shift something in you. The enemy knows about your nudge. That's why there's always noise right when it starts to speak. That's why there's always doubt right when clarity begins to emerge. That's why people around you will try to talk you out of the very thing God has placed in your heart. But chosen one, you were not built for average obedience. You were built for radical trust, radical faith, the kind of faith that moves when it cannot see, the kind of faith that says yes before it knows all the details. That is the kind of faith that opens the floodgates of heaven. Type "I receive" in the comments right now if this is speaking to your spirit. Type it. Let your fingers be an act of faith. Let that comment be your declaration that you are done ignoring what God has been trying to tell you. Now, let me show you exactly how God nudges His chosen ones. Because I want you to walk away from this video knowing how to recognize it every single time. Sign number 1, holy unrest. When God is nudging you toward your next level, He makes where you are uncomfortable. Not because He's punishing you, because He's preparing you. If you have been feeling restless, unsettled, like you're outgrowing something but you can't name it, that is not anxiety. That is expansion. That is God stretching the tent of your life to hold more than it currently does. Don't run from the discomfort. Run toward it. It's the corridor to your next chapter. Don't skip. Sign 2 is the one people miss most. Sign number 2, repetition. God is not a one-time God. When He speaks something into your spirit, He will repeat it through different mouths, different moments, different messages. You hear the same idea 3 times in 1 week. A stranger says something that echoes what you prayed about last night. You open a book to a random page and it speaks directly to what you've been wrestling with. That is not coincidence. That is confirmation. God repeats Himself because He loves you enough to keep trying, even when you keep dismissing what He sends. How many times has He sent the same message through different doors? How many times has the same nudge appeared wearing a different face? This video, right now, might be one of those moments. Sign number 3, peace without logic. The most powerful sign of all. There is a peace that God gives His children. Philippians chapter 4, verse 7 calls it a peace that surpasses all understanding. It makes no sense on paper. The numbers don't add up. The timing seems off. The people around you don't understand. And yet, deep inside you, there is a calm that says, move, trust, go. That is the holy nudge speaking at full volume. Most people wait for perfect conditions before they obey. But chosen ones, they move in the peace. They move in the nudge. They move before they see the whole staircase. They just trust the first step. And here's what happens when you do. God meets you on the step you took in faith. not the one you were waiting to see. Stay right here. This is the moment. Don't you dare scroll. I need to say this next part directly to your spirit, not to your mind, not to your logic, to the deep part of you that already knows the truth, but has been waiting for permission to act on it. You have been at a crossroads. You have felt the tug. You have sensed the pull. You have heard that whisper in the quiet, and then talked yourself out of it, again and again and again. Today is the day that ends. God is saying to you right now, through this very message, that the door He is pointing toward will not stay open indefinitely. Seasons shift, windows close, and the chosen ones who step through in faith are the ones who receive what others only dreamed about. You were chosen before you were born for a purpose that is bigger than your fear. You were selected for a path that is wider than your doubt. You were marked, anointed, for a life that the small voice of insecurity says you don't deserve. But God says you do. He says the miracle is ready. The blessing is aligned. The breakthrough that has felt like it's been delayed, it hasn't been canceled. It's been curated. Every hard season you survived, every prayer you prayed in the dark, every time you chose faith when fear was louder, every time you got back up when life knocked you flat, all of it, every single moment, was building toward this. And the holy nudge you've been feeling? It is the sound of that breakthrough knocking on your door. Don't leave it unanswered. Don't silence it with logic one more time. Open the door. Say yes. Take the step. Trust the nudge. If you feel this in your spirit right now, if something just shifted in you, type Amen in the comments. Not for me, for you. As a declaration that you are receiving what God is releasing over your life in this very moment. Type it, claim it. And before you do, press that like button right now. Press like as your agreement with this message. Let that be your yes. Let that be your act of faith. A small gesture that says, I hear you, God. I'm not ignoring this anymore. I want to speak one final thing over you before this message ends. Because you stayed, because you didn't scroll away, because something in you knew this was meant for you and you trusted that. That right there is the holy nudge working in you already. You are not the same person who pressed play on this video. Something has been activated. Something has been unlocked. A permission has been granted in your spirit that was being withheld by fear and doubt and the noise of this world. From this moment forward, you do not ignore the nudge. From this moment forward, when God whispers, you lean in. From this moment forward, when peace comes without logic, you move with it. You are a chosen one, and chosen ones walk in obedience, not certainty. The path ahead of you is real. The destiny written over your name is real. The doors that are about to open, they are real. But you have to stop standing still. You have to stop waiting for everything to make sense before you say yes. God doesn't need you to have all the answers. He just needs your yes. So give Him your yes, starting today, starting right now. This message was meant for you, not someone like you, not someone in your situation. You, specifically, intentionally, by divine design. You were brought to this exact video at this exact moment for a reason that is greater than coincidence. And this is just the beginning. If you stayed until the very end, Type Amen one more time in the comments. Let God see your commitment. Let the algorithm see your faith. And let every other chosen one in these comments know they are not alone. Type it right now. Share this video with one person who needs to hear it today. You don't have to explain why. Just send it. Because God just used you to find this, and He wants to use you to pass it on. Be the nudge for someone else. Share it now.